One of the biggest communication mistakes we make within our careers is assuming that communication remains the same at all levels of our career. When we look at the trajectory of a professional within corporate, there are different levels. And at different levels, you need to be able to showcase different aspects of your communication strengths and skills. And today, I'm going to help you to be able to identify what communication skills should I be investing at the level that I am in my career today. Let's get to it. Let's begin with the junior level. This is that point when you've either just completed your qualification and you are either job hunting or you are a year or two within your first role within corporate. And at this level, it's so important to realize that you are at the point in your career where you are constantly going to be introducing yourself to new people that don't know you from an interview perspective or to people that haven't seen your value and that you need to be able to showcase your value to. So, the first thing you need to think about is learning how to confidently communicate in interviews. How do you sell your value? Because every person invited into the interview has a qualification, but knowing how and what makes you stand out is quite important. Another thing you need to focus on is how to introduce yourself confidently. Your senior stakeholders are going to be inviting you to networking meetings, client facing meetings. And in those rooms, you want to be able to give firm handshakes, making eye contact, and making really good first impressions, because that's what makes you memorable when it comes to those initial points within your career. Another element, which is not necessarily about how you communicate, but how you use conversations to take you a step further is by when you are communicating with others, allowing them to be seen and making them feel seen. An important thing to start taking note of is remembering people's names when they speak to you, and also listening to the key aspects as to which department is this person in. Being able to recall that, oh, I met Nyaki from marketing. That's exactly what helps you to stand out from the rest of the juniors in the room. And then also, you want to ensure that you start asking questions and just thoughtful questions in meetings. You are at that point in your career where you don't know everything, and asking questions showcases that you're ready to learn. So be the person that puts up your hand when something is unclear. Don't leave the room rolling your eyes saying, I wonder what they want me to do. The opportunity was there in the meeting. Ask them what it is that they want you to do. Now, this is how you become a junior that's able to stand out. Now, let's talk to middle management. This is when you are about 5, 7 years or so within your career. You are the ones that have made it. You're one step up. The promotion letter has hit your inbox at some point in time. But now you are at that point where you are being seen or identified whether you'll become the next leader within the organization. And it's quite important to be able at this point of your career to be able to handle communication coming from all directions, because you'll have juniors reporting into you and you'll still have a boss to report to, which is an executive. And what you want to do at this point in time is you want to be able to be a person that can handle feedback. Feedback without taking it personally. Yes, the junior said she doesn't know what to do and you feel you told her what to do. That's okay. Learn how to distance your emotional state from the work. The work is what you get to do, it is not who you are. In those moments, it's important to start cultivating emotional intelligence, being able to do the work and communicate the work without making it become your identity when something either fails or goes right or wrong. Another thing you want to focus on at this stage in your career is being a person that can ask strategic questions. You now have more experience and you understand the patterns of the industry and the space that you're in. So, asking questions based on your past experiences, because these are the ones that will showcase the value that you are able to add. And also, in the moments when you do get to communicate, to focus on clarity. Being able to express your expectations clearly is what drives the work. Juniors rely on your communication when it comes to expectations for them to be able to produce the quality of the work that they need to deliver. So, at middle management, be aware of yourself and how you navigate whether it's speaking to the top or to the bottom. Now, let's talk to our executives. You are at the pinnacle of your career. You've proven that you are the person that knows what you're doing when it comes to people management, and you are seen as the leader in the organization. The first thing you want to work on is executive presence. Now, this is the ability to communicate without even having said a word. This is the person that's posture at the table tells you that they are leadership without them having to be dominant or aggressive in their communication. You've already earned your seat, and it's so important for you to sit in that seat with that calm and control that you know that you have worked your way up to. Now, it's also important at this level to be the person that's able to communicate a vision. And this vision is not only for the internal stakeholders, but being able to communicate it to external stakeholders as well. And at this point, mastery of messaging isn't going to be reliant on only how you say things, but it's going to be reliant on how you are able to adapt one core message for various audiences. Being able to adapt your language when you're speaking to junior staff, being able to adapt it when you're speaking to industry experts. It is on focusing on always asking, who am I speaking to and what they know, and how will this message be able to land to them? The biggest thing here is your ability to remain calm under pressure and knowing your information cold. There's a lot of pressure at the top, and usually everyone looks to you for direction. So, being able to remain calm under pressure is one of the key skills that will help you with how you communicate. And knowing your information cold. There's nothing that makes people lose trust in your recommendations than you always being confused or not sure about what you're speaking about. So ensure that for every meeting, you prime your thinking before you step into that meeting so that you can ensure that you're a person that can communicate without having to first check your laptop or first quickly ask someone, but being a person that is on the ball with the information so that you are able to flow with ease. These three levels are different, and all of these three levels require continuous improvement. A quick recap on what's important at each level within your corporate career. Junior level, this is where you want to focus on knowing your value and being able to introduce yourself confidently. And then also being a relationship builder, seeing people, because this is what will take you far. And then at middle management, here you want to be able to speak clearly. You want to be able to handle feedback, whether it's from the top or from juniors, because feedback is coming either way. This is where you start learning how to operate with emotional intelligence. And then when it comes to the execs, you are the driver and people rely on you. So be a person that showcases executive presence, be reliable when it comes to knowing what's happening, and being able to communicate one message in various ways. I know this information has helped you a lot. And this is the information that makes you realize that you need to invest in your communication as you go along on that corporate ladder. And I'm going to invite you to our free webinar called Speak to Get Promoted with the link in the description box. There, we are going to talk about all the elements that you can start practicing to ensure that you are seen for the leader that you know that you are within that organization. Until I see you again, remain unforgettable.